Taoist Magic Talk Show brought to you by Taoist Master Ji Sifu and King Dragon Taoism. ผู้亮天尊 Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. This is your Ji Sifu right here. And today is a very important episode for our disciples to be, because we're going to talk about how how do Taoists get their salary, their payout from the God, from the celestial court, and what are you actually getting? Okay, so let's talk about the newbies who just ordained first. Okay, so when you just ordain into the lineage, you become a disciple, right? A disciple of the lineage. And you become a Taoist, a newbie Taoist. So you're like a newbie Taoist, just like you have immigrated to a new country. So you can imagine, like this is a metaphor, okay, for you to understand. So just use your imagination a bit, okay? The lineage is a system. It's like a country. Okay, the lineage is a country. You enter the country, then you become a civilian, right? Okay, so while you stay living in the country, you have to output whatever you have to output as a civilian in order for the country to keep you here and keep allowing you to be on the country, right? So first of all, you got to know every country have some kind of law to keep the country in order. So as a disciple, you also have to follow these rules and laws. They are very simple. For example, in our lineage, you can see we have the 5 virtues, 10 commandments, those kind of things. It teaches you like some basic morals and virtues that you should have as a disciple. If you don't follow those, then what's the point, right? So you got to follow those. As long as you're following these things and you're supporting the country. So like everyone living in a country, you need to pay tax, right? Yeah, because you're supporting the country to operate. So think about it. If the country just let you stay in here for free, right? Then how can the government sustain itself, right? How can they fix the road? How can they produce more things for you guys? How can they, afford the police and so on, right? So the country have to go on and operate and, upkeep the place for you guys. So you got to pay your money to contribute. That's why we pay tax. Now, in the lineage, we don't have tax, but you have to output some support. If you're not getting a job yet, then you can do less. But if you have a job already, then you should do a little bit more, right? It's up to you. How much? Well, it's up to you. But you will be supporting the lineage. That can be done through a Patreon subscription. It's very simple, automatic. You just sign up and it just does the job for you every month. So as long as you're doing these, right? And one more thing is you have the faith in the country, like you believe the government, right? Then you can stay, right? So here you believe the God, the Tao. Well, then you're the same family. You're with us. You're in the team, with us. So you can stay. Now, while you output these things, what are you getting in return? You can stay. The lineage, or you can say the country, right? The police of the country, the military of that country will protect you. So you keep you safe living inside there. If you have any problem, the police will help you, right? You got to go to the police station, they will help you, right? If you got a fire, the firefighters will come for you, right? So in the lineage, as a newbie, it's like that too. For example, someone have I have a spiritual case. I got attacked by a sorcery, some people do evil magic on me, and I'm feeling this and that, If you're a client, an outsider, then, we point you to the website and you can pay for the ceremony to get things done. That's like a money exchange kind of relationship, right? Like business. But once you're a disciple, it's not like that. Just like yesterday's, the disciple has some issue, and I immediately jump on the case and help them right away. I teach them some magic to save themselves, and I also do some magic to help them. And then you see a lot of senior disciple comes out and like contribute into the case and help them to fix the problem. And it's not like, hey, you pay this, pay that, right? It's like immediately you have some help right away, and you will be covered. Like you don't have to worry about facing any spiritual problem. Like basically, it's just another day where disciple come and ask for help, and we just help them. That's what we do. So inside the lineage, you are going to be safe and protected from evil stuff. Like evil spirit, evil magic, and those kind of things. You're good. And also, we provide the education, just like a government would provide the education for their children, right? For their kids. So anyone inside the country, you are a newbie, then you're like a children here. Like you're like, baby, and then you grow up as a children, and we give you the education. So we give you some teachings on our line chat room, and we'll release teachings for you guys. We also offer teachings for the public who are not inside the lineage yet, such as the podcast and stuff like that. So you can get a taste of how we teach, right? We have like podcasts, blog posts, and so many things. And inside the lineage, we have more. So you get more teachings on the line chat room and so on. So lots of teachings for you, and those are free because you are a member of the lineage. Now, however, once you grow up and mature, you become like, oh, I want to like level up. I want to go up a step, become another, like, go up a stage. Okay, fine. When you're like in that stage and you're so determined, that means you are mature to a certain level. Now you become a member of the court, the celestial court. So you're starting to learn how to work for the God, for the lineage. Okay, now we are not like hiring you as in like, officially like a business hire you and pay you salary by like transferring money to your bank. But it's like you're working for the God. So the God from the celestial court will pay you every month. Every lunar month on the 1st and 15th, you get your paychecks. Oh, now that's interesting. How do you receive the paycheck? Okay. Well, here's the thing. Every lunar 1st and 15th, you're supposed to do a ceremony. That ceremony will be like you have to connect to the celestial court. You have to invoke the gods to come over. And then once the god comes over, they will give you the payload, the paycheck, They give you the paycheck when you submit your tickets for the salary. And those tickets are the food, right? You have to write a bunch of food. And then you have to like check the food, which is like you sanctify the food on the altar. So the God will give you the power, the payment through those food. And then you drink them. Once the food is consumed, like food, water, right? You consume them, then the power goes into yourself, and there goes the actual payment that is going into you. Those are the wealth that I'm talking about. That's what you get paid. So in other words, if you're a disciple in that stage and you're not consuming any food water, like you're not drinking your food water, then it's like, okay, well, there's like the salary for you, but you're not going to pick it up. Some disciples are just that silly, right? They don't want to progress while they're there because it's like, oh, it takes so much work. I don't want to write the food. Well, yeah, then, it's like you're not getting your salary. The salary is there, it's just waiting for you, but you got to get it too, right? You need to output some effort. Anyway, so what are those things that you actually get from the court, which the newbie does not have? Okay, so here's the metaphor, right? We call them like the gold and the silver nugget. Okay, in Chinese called yun bo. Well, it's a metaphor, like those typical like on the New Year, you see the God of Fortune or the God of Wealth. They hold like one big piece of gold nugget. It looks very funny, it looks like a how do you say? very hard to describe that thing, actually. It looks like a bowl, and then there's a ball in the middle, okay? So that thing, right? So what are those things? Those are actually ancient, like a representative of the ancient money. Like back in the old days, they used to have gold nuggets, silver nuggets, and it doesn't look like that in reality, in history. The real piece, they don't look like that. But those are more like what it is like on the movies, on the TV, TV show. So people get used to it, and well, it's fine. It's a metaphor. You understand what that is. So when we use those terms in magic, okay, in Taoism, it's a metaphor. It corresponds to the pre-heaven energies that are going into you. We can also call those the magic power. Okay, these pre-heaven energies are given to you like a gift from the gods above, from the celestial court. And of course, the person or the god that is giving you the stuff, okay, is the Jade Emperor, okay, that we just talked about him, Yo Huang Daidi, okay, who assign their workers up there to give you that payment when you drink the food. Now, what are those things going to do? When a gold, like the gold, okay, gold, not goat, the gold goes into you, okay, it's like what we call the D5 energy. It's like a yellow color code, yellow pre-heaven energy. It goes into your heart and empowers your heart. First of all, your heart got empowered. You will feel more confident. You will feel brave. You will feel like, I know what I'm doing, like have a direction in life. You'll have better awareness. And most importantly, you will have the passion for the Tao. So imagine you don't have, like, let's say, okay, a metaphor. You are super low in gold. What did that mean? That means your heart is very weak. So what will happen? Well, eventually you lose the passion for cultivating, and you will want to give up. Oh, mine. Yeah. A lot of disciples, they don't consume the magic power from the above. And if they don't have enough gold on their own, like, your own yun san, your own life don't have that, well, you don't get it from the God, then eventually you're going to lose interest. You're going to lose your passion, and you're going to give up. And this is not just like for the Tao. It's affecting everything. So if you're low in gold, even like you used to like programming, for example, right? You like to write code. One day you just lose interest and you don't want to keep going, and you feel like, I don't feel that anymore, like that, right? That's what happened when the gold is low. So the heart, that is what with the heart. And now let's talk about the silver. Silver corresponds to what we call the D1. Code color is white energy. Okay, these energies go to the top system of your energy body. It gives you vision, light, direction in life, and so on. So once you have that, you will have patience, and you want to spend time on things. You want to, like, it feels like you have the time for this and that. Imagine you want to clean up your house, but there are like people who just feel like, I don't have the time to do it, and so that's why I didn't do it. But are you really not having the time? No. If someone comes in and like force you to do it right now, you can do it. It's not like you don't have the time, but you just feel like, I don't see the time there. Like one of my disciple, he was like trying to make time in the morning to cultivate the kung fu that I just taught him, right? He was like wanting to practice the martial art, but it seems like there's no time, and then he cannot see the time, so it becomes very hard. Now once I kick in some help, and I helped him, I gave him the magic help, and I gave him some time management tips, and well, immediately he have the time for that stuff. And the schedule was the same. It's just that I managed it better, and I gave him the vision so he can see the time slot and how it could be done. So you see, this is like very important, because if you're cultivating as a Taoist, a senior Taoist, right? And you don't see you have time for learning, for doing this and that, and I don't have the time to like, commit and do this and that. And eventually you feel like, oh, my life is so busy, I cannot do this. and you will give up as well. It's very scary. Once a disciple is very low in silver, then they will feel like, I really don't have time. I can only work, go home, sleep, and wake up. And then I have to go to work again. I don't have time to learn more. Oh, wait a minute. How come you had the time when you were like first coming into the lineage as a newbie? You had the time. And you have the same job. So why don't you have time right now? Well, yeah, because you don't see the time, right? Low in silver will make people's vision go weird. And your vision will be shortened as well. So it's like, what we call the short vision people, right? Once you're low in silver, you will not see the long-term goal anymore. And you'll be like, well, now I'm like this, now I'm like this, so I cannot now, it's all about now, what's in front of you. You cannot see the long-term goal. And you will eventually forget your most important goal of being a Taoist. Yeah, like, that your goal, your end goal of being a Taoist is to die in a good way and then be able to transition to the next stage, which is going to what we call the Taoist heaven, right? The Dai Lo Tin, where we are going after we're done here. That's like our continuation of our life right there. So you want to go there, right? As a Taoist, that's our goal, how we want to end our life here. We want to end it here and go there, right? That's like, like the Christian. They want to die and meet up with their God in their heaven. That's their goal. Well, okay. And because your vision is like so short, you will forget about these goals. And then you'll be like, well, I don't care. Right now, I want to do this. I want to, And one common case is that, for example, like a disciple that went wrong way and they were like, oh, you got addicted to something. For example, like this disciple was like smoking weed, and he's like, I cannot see anything anymore. I only need weed. And I'm like, no, you're not going to smoke weed. Okay, it's bad for you. Don't do it. And then he cannot hold himself anymore, and he have to do it. It's like, yeah, you cannot see the problem. Like you smoked weed before, and then I saved you. Your health got better, right? I taught you stuff to cultivate, to recover your health. And then you felt better. And then now it's like, well, you're low in silver, right? So you cannot see it again. You cannot see that, hey, that stuff was what killing you before. You don't see it. I just won. And then, that stuff kicked in. And, well, eventually what happened? That guy withdrawn from the Tao because he won weeds. Now, think about it. After he withdrawn for like a few years, and then he like keeps smoking weed, right? Eventually you see yourself like wearing out and your health going down. And what happened by then? Oh, I wish I can go back in time. I can do that again. I was doing the Taoist cultivation before, and my health got better. I remember now. Too bad. Too late. It's too late. You already effed up, right? It's too late. There's no rewind, no undo. You effed up, you're done. There is no undo. This is not like, you cannot go back in history. And also your body is already totally wrecked by yourself. So what can I do, right? It's like too severe already. So you see, lacking the silver can be a huge problem. And also for a Taoist who is learning, like, let's not talk about like you're all the way going to fail and quit and all that, right? What about if you're like just a good disciple learning, okay? What happened if you lack the gold and silver? Well, if you lack the gold, it will make you always like not confident about your own magic. Like you did it and then you're skeptic about yourself, not sure, like not really confident about your own power, and people say something and you're like shaken, okay? Very much like that. Well, if you lack silver, what happened? Well, then you will have issue learning and seeing things out of things you learn. It's like there's some people who learn a lot, like they go to class, they learn, but it's just that they can only take in the information and that's it. They cannot get anything out of it. Like you learn something and you're like copy and paste only. You cannot get more out of it. And that's a big problem. If you learn, let's say some people learn cooking. They learn for 1 month and then now they can cook everything because they understand, right? But there are people who like learn 1 month and they can only do what is taught. So what do you call those people? I don't know, like stupid, dumb, slow, whatever, right? It's like you cannot really understand what is being taught. You just know, oh, I got these examples, I can do the examples, that's it. And well, because you lack silver, that's why. So when the court, the celestial court, give you those payout, it helps you to learn better and make you a better Taoist, a smarter person, and also a more confident, passionate, and faithful disciple. Anyway, my timer is up today, so if you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment below, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.